Today, I wish to have round 45. The title of today's lecture is The True Nature of the Human Spirit. Iki means the cosmic mind as well as cosmic energy. Iki has been changed into the spirit of the human being. And the true nature of the human being as well as other animals is the same. The spirit is the infinite existence, and it reincarnates in accordance with each person's karma. The spirit is a non-material thinking existence, and it is the energy creature which has the electronic wave. The ultimate purpose of the human being is to become one with the God of the universe, and one step higher of this purpose is to be born to be a new creation God. Then let's continue the contents of the last week. Theorem 7. Another verification. 기억, small 기억. Most of the teachings of Jesus Christ have been right. Jesus Christ talked about heaven and hell. And 니은, small 기억. Most of the teachings of Buddha have been right. Small 니은, Buddha said about the heaven and hell, etc., etc. And 디귿, small 기억. The teachings of the saints were mostly right. Small 니은, most of the saints said about the heaven and hell. Here, if we say that small 기억 is right, but small 니은 is wrong, because we have not seen the heaven and hell, it is logically wrong. Therefore, we can say as following. The teachings of the most saints were right, and most of the saints said about heaven and hell. Therefore, when we say that small 니은 is right, it is rational and logical. Consequently, there exists the afterworld. Then, what is the basic element of the soul which goes to the afterworld and comes back to the present world repeatedly? Namely, it repeats the reincarnation life cycle. And what is the fundamental element of the soul? The soul, or the spiritual body of the human being, is the real and the concrete creature made from Iki, as I mentioned earlier. The essential quality of soul of the human being and other animals is just the same. Namely, it is made from Iki, 하나님, God, 비로자나불, Logos, 법신불, etc. The soul of humankind is a body of thought which is made up of fourth-dimensional non-material, and it has some characteristics. First, the soul of humankind lives forever, and therefore it never disappears in the universe. It goes to the afterworld and comes back to the present world, and in accordance with the karma which he or she himself has made in the present world. Second, the soul of a person is a sort of electronic energy living creature. Why do I say that it is the electronic energy? The reason is that the soul of the humankind has the brain wave, which is some weak electronic element. And when the person is awake, he has the beta wave. But when he meditates or sleeps, he has the alpha or theta wave. And so we can say that the humankind is a sort of electronic wave energy living creature. Here, energy means the thinking power of a man, and this energy is made by the thinking procedure of a man. Third, as the basic quality of the human soul and other animals' soul are the same, it is possible for humankind and other animals to be reincarnated reciprocally. In other words, when a man commits much crime, he can be reincarnated into other animals. And accordingly, there are lots of cases in which the opposite phenomenon occurs. That is, other animals are reincarnated into humankind. I mentioned a lot concerning this in the previous reincarnation chapter of spiritual science. First, the soul of a person has a sort of unimaginably high capacity computer chips, and therefore it preserves all the things of the pre-life as well as the present life. The most important and essential problem in light of this reincarnation is what the main purpose of life of the human being is really. Here, I have reached a sort of conclusion after reading some of the spirit-related books, like the book of Shemyaje, the Pleiadian Mission, Pleiades 사명, this book, or other books published by 은하문명 Company, for example. And the main purpose seems that after lots of experience of life in the course of reincarnation, passing by lots of steps of human development, he or she reaches the transparent and ether element light body ultimately. And being different from the third dimensional person, he does not eat food or but receives the genuine cosmos energy, which is the essential resources of maintaining life. And at last he becomes one body with the creation of the universe itself. In this process, Shemyaje, a Pleiadian woman Aryan, said that a man or woman has to pass by 49 steps and nearly 70 billion years in order to become a light body who has no death. In this book, Pleiades 사명. However, according to the channeling messages concerning 2012, the Great Change, it is said that people on the earth will become the fifth dimensional light bodies, which is known as infinity. We know that the universe has innumerable galaxies, and each galaxy has a surprisingly large number of stars and suns, and lots of humanity live on the planets that move around the stars. And after the year of 2012, a planet would go into one step higher dimension than before. For example, it is said that the Earth of the third dimension would evolve to the steps of the fifth dimension. The reason why the Earth will go into the fifth dimension from the past third dimension, transcending the fourth dimension, is that this fourth dimension, which exists around the Earth, is the transient spiritual world, which is quite necessary for the humanity in the course of the reincarnation. It is said that when the Earth becomes the fifth dimension, this fourth dimension will be discarded. Generally, a planet has a spirit like a man, and the spirit continues to evolve to the higher level. According to the channeling communication, the spirit of the earth is called Lady Gaia or Goddess Gaia, and it is said that this goddess has the mind as well as the emotion like a man or woman, and she sometimes talks with the humankind. When we put all of these facts together, we can conclude that a sort of dimensional jump, skipping several steps, can happen. And we can call it a dimensional leap or evolution of flight. Anyway, human beings are said to continue advancing to the evolution steps from the present third dimension to the fifth, sixth dimension, etc. And at last they become one with the creation of the universe. In light of this sort of evolution point of view, we can understand the purpose of life easier. By the way, according to my recent research, we can know the fact that the last step of the human evolution is to become a new creation God, transcending the theory that man can become one with the God. And I talked about it at the last part of the column, Cosmology, in detail. You may as well refer to it. The next theme is the astral projection and the principle of travel through the astral world. I said already that the humankind is composed of the third-dimensional physical body and the fourth-dimensional astral body. The astral body is the electronic energy living creature, and the electronic wave vibrates in the high-speed frequency. The astral body has just the same shape and size as the physical body, and in everyday life, it is duplicated with the physical body. But in a dream, in a very special dream, in a dream, it is separated from the physical body. In this case, the spiritual line that comes out of the head connects the body and astral body. And when this line is cut off, we call it death. The original element of this astral body is 이기, 공, 법신불, or 무극, and therefore it is our main existence which does not disappear but exists infinitely. The real existence which moves between the present world and afterworld is this astral body. It is said that there are lots of people who are fainted for a short time due to the automobile accident or sudden collision, and they travel through the afterworld. In more exact expression, it is the purgatory or the preliminary astral world, afterworld, and at last they return to the present world, regaining the consciousness. There are even some doctors who published several books concerning the clinical cases of the temporary death. In some extraordinary cases, some persons separated their astral body from the physical body and traveled to other places, and more often than not, some persons like Swedenborg had the special experience making a trip to the afterworld. Dante's 신곡, La Divina Commedia, is supposed to have been written by his surprising ability of projecting his astral body and traveling through the afterworld. The reason why they think so is that the contents of La Divina Commedia is similar to that of Swedenborg's travel story of the astral world. He might have traveled through the afterworld with the help of God or angels. However, the projection of the astral body is the ability which is obtained after hard training of meditation. And when a soul finishing a travel through the astral projection tries to return to the body, some other souls try to go into the body too. And at this time, there can occur a dangerous moment of fighting between the two souls. Therefore, it is very difficult to obtain the skill of the projection of the astral body. Consequently, the most important thing in the course of the mind disciplining is the right mind and the right enlightenment. It can be said that it is very hard to obtain such a supernatural ability as this projection of astral body. We may as well bear in mind that in Buddhism or Wonbulgyo, they are cautious of this sort of supernatural ability.